Hi guys, hello, welcome to my channel and welcome back to my channel. If you're not new here, there was no video last week. First of all, I just want to apologize. I have been really busy with schoolwork. Last week was a really busy week for me. I had classes 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, and I just could not find the time to actually vlog or to do anything. So yeah, but now we're a little bit free and now I can vlog. I can make videos for you guys so that you can watch. But yes, my name is Oluwabuyikomi Idarami. You can call me Buyi. It's really simple. If you cannot call me Buyi, just call me Buyi. Okay, I'm a 21-year-old psychologist and an aspiring clinical child psychologist. I am currently doing my master's in child and adolescent mental health at UCL. I am also a part-time content creator on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So feel free to please follow me on all those social media platforms. If you like all the things that you've heard, please give this video a big thumbs up, share to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Most importantly, I just need to let you guys know that I really do appreciate the people that comment on my videos. It makes me feel like you are actually like here with me. Like, it makes me feel like a lot more connected to you guys when you comment on my videos. So please feel free to drop a comment or just say something, you know, let's talk. I want to know the people that are watching my videos. Honestly, just feel free to say something and I will definitely respond. This is a video that has been highly requested and I have finally decided to make this video, and along the line I'll just give you more details on how I'm going to be uploading this particular type of video, because this isn't the only parts that I'll be doing. It will be in 2-3 parts, so I would be letting you know how I'm going to upload the videos later on while I keep talking. Firstly, I have a list of things here for relocation and all the things that you need to know to come to the UK. I have a list of stuff that I have written for you, so please do pay attention. Grab your pen, grab your paper, and make sure that you're actually taking notes, because I kid you not, these things are really important, and any small mistake in all these little details can literally nullify your plans and you have to wait probably another year or a few months to come into the UK. But please pay attention and yeah, keep watching. This is everything that you need to know to relocate to the United Kingdom with a Tier 4 student visa. So the first thing that you need to do is to find a school. I recommend using the Myriad app. I will put the link to the app for the iOS users in the description box below, and there should probably be an Android version, and I would check for it and put it in the description box. But if I don't, I'm really sorry. Just check for it online and you'll probably find it. So Myriad is like an app, and it's not they're not sponsoring me. This is like personal findings. It's an app that helps you to apply. It helps you to find the schools that you want to go to, and it helps you find those schools based on the course that you want to study, and check for scholarship opportunities as well. And so that is what I used when I was looking for the course that I wanted to study. And because my course is such that it's not so big, you know, it was very difficult for me to find schools on my own through Google. So it was like, I don't even know how I found the app, but it was such a blessing, and I do recommend it for anybody who is looking for schools. If you're looking to find schools, I recommend that you use the Myriad app. It would help you find the schools that you want to go to, specifically people that are going to the UK. The second thing on the list is to apply to the school. And I just want to emphasize on this a little bit. This is October, and this is the month where majority of the schools are opening up their application for masters. So you really need to be on your toes in this month, because most of the schools are already open. You need to apply to the school that you want to go to. Honestly, I feel like this is a step that a lot of people are kind of too relaxed on, and you really should not be that relaxed on it. Apply. If it's to write your statement of purpose, or to get your degree certificate, or to get the certificates that you need, IELTS if necessary, WAEC results, anything that you need, just get those things together, put it in a folder, and start applying to schools. We will talk more on application to schools in another video coming after this video, which will probably come tomorrow or next week Friday, but just watch out for it. It's definitely going to come out very soon after this video. We'll talk a lot more extensively on school application, but that is next step. To apply to the schools, I recommend being organized and getting a folder where you put all the documents that you need. So in case you're not applying to just one school, you're applying to many schools, it is easier for you to apply to those schools. And always make sure that you create like a deadline for yourself. Sometimes in the school application process, they might put a deadline to be January, and then it can close in December because of the amount of people that are applying. You need to always remember, you're not the only person that's applying to this school. There's so many people around the world trying to get into the school as well, and the competition is actually is quite high. So make sure you have all your documents, everything that you need to apply to the school. After you find the school that you want to go to, the schools, apply to them. The next step is to wait to receive an unconditional letter. Usually for me, I did not have my degree certificate yet, and so I got a conditional offer letter. After I waited for about 16 to 20 weeks, I got a conditional offer letter, and the condition was for me to show my degree certificate, and then I did show my degree certificate and got an unconditional offer. The difference between conditional and unconditional offer: conditional offer is that you have not secured your spot as a student yet until you fulfill like the conditions that they put for you. So it could be IELTS, it could be transcript, it could be your degree certificate, and when you have fulfilled those conditions, then you would receive an unconditional offer letter, which means that you have fulfilled all the requirements to secure a spot as a student. Now you can proceed with your visa application and every other thing that you would need to come into the school. The next step, usually once you receive an unconditional offer, probably a few weeks later, for me, the school was actually quite apt with the time that they would release all the documents that I needed for my visa. They had told us the times that they were going to release them, so it wasn't really stressful. So after your unconditional offer letter has been received, you should be expecting a confirmation of acceptance studies. That's your CAS letter. CAS letter is what you need to apply for a visa. It is what you need to travel. It is what you need to study here. It is basically the number one most important thing in your education. In the UK, your CAS letter is so important. So it is a confirmation of acceptance study letter that includes your sponsor's number, it includes candidate's number, and just like a bunch of important information. Once you receive this CAS letter, you can now continue to proceed with all the travel plans. After receiving your CAS, this is one step that I actually really did not pay attention to, and that's because I actually did not know about it like that, and was one of the most confusing things for me personally, and that is why I would be telling you to pay attention to it so that you don't fall into the same ship that I fell into. Okay, after your CAS, go and get your proof of funds ready. Especially if you're a Nigerian student, go and get your proof of funds ready. Proof of funds is literally the most annoying, tasking thing to do when it comes to school application, coming to the UK, relocating. It is the most annoying thing to do, honestly, because of the way the pound to naira rate is and how everything has been fluctuating for like past 6 months. It's very, very, I feel like it's one of the major reasons why a lot of Nigerians did not really relocate to the UK this year, or it took some time for some people to process their visa. But your proof of funds is basically to show that you have the tuition fees and your maintenance fees in a bank account for 28 days. And after those 28 days, you get a letter from the bank, like a statement to show that yes, this money has been in your bank account for 28 days, and that letter is only valid for 30 to 31 days. If I were you, immediately I get my letter, I would start my visa application immediately. Let me just break it down for you a little bit. To calculate your proof of funds, it is basically your tuition fees plus your maintenance fees. Now, the maintenance fees, you can do your maintenance fees for about 9 months. I did mine for, I think, 9 to 11, 12 months, just to be on the safe side. So maintenance fees is for 9 months, and your maintenance fees varies depending on the place that you're coming to in the UK. So you need to research that. For me, my maintenance fees is £1,300 for a month. So you multiply that by 9, and then you have that for 9 months in addition to your tuition fees. When you add those up together, that is your proof of funds. There is usually a website that is provided if you want to do your proof of funds in Naira. It's called owanda.com. Owanda website helps. It's a converter for international students if you're trying to get your proof of funds ready. So you see the rate, and that is the rate that they would use for you, that Gov UK will use for you when you send in your visa application. You need to make sure that within these 28 days, there has been no time that the money has dropped. If the money has dropped, you will need to start again from the next day after the money dropped. The money cannot drop. So it is advisable for you to put in some money that is above the total, so that in case anything happens, you are on the safe side. You still have your proof of funds. Okay, for me, in my proof of funds, there was a day that the money dropped and I had to get another bank statement. So I used about 3-4 bank statements to be able to increase the money for myself, so that I have adequate money to move into the UK. So that's why I said there's no way, even if the money has dropped, you need to make sure that you have a backup plan that can support that, so that it shows that the money has been in your account or in these different accounts combined together for 28 days. The money cannot drop. I will drop a video that did help me to calculate my proof of funds in the description box as well, so that you are able to fully understand how to calculate your proof of funds step, which is the tuberculosis test. I think at the time when I was in my tuberculosis test, it was about 60,000 Naira, and it was a full day event. So it is important for you to book your tuberculosis test, and it is valid for 6 months. So you need to really be careful when you're trying to book your tuberculosis test. I think your CAS is also valid for 6 months. So you really need to be careful when you're booking your tuberculosis test. When you book your tuberculosis test, it's basically just for you to check if you have tuberculosis, and you need this when you're coming into the UK as well, because they would ask for it, immigration will ask for it, and you also need it when you're applying for your visa to show that you have done your tuberculosis test. I don't think there's much of a problem with this. I'll just say that when they do give you an appointment, you should try to be there the time that has been given to you and no time earlier. I'll show you a few clips of me on the day of my tuberculosis test. I did a wasabi and went a couple of hours earlier, and I had to wait under the sun. No chair is provided, so if you come early, you're on your own. Just come the date, the time that they've assigned to you. Just come that time, JJ. Okay, and I'll also advise for you to come very early in the morning. Book your appointment in the morning so that you don't have to go there in the afternoon and then wait all day till evening to get your results, because I think I was one of the last people to leave that day, and it was such a frustrating thing, and I was just happy that I was able to do it earlier and on time. Next step is for you to think about your accommodation and book your accommodation if necessary you have gotten your CAS, you know that you're going to come and study in the UK, you know where you're going to study. As you are preparing, you should check for your accommodation. It's one of the most important things that people often do forget. Check for your accommodation and make sure that you secure a spot. If I would usually recommend student accommodation, because I'm currently in a student accommodation where the bills are included, Wi-Fi is included, everything that I need for my studies is included in the fees for the month. So I don't need to worry, like now that winter is here, I don't need to worry too much about where money is coming from and all those other things. Like I don't need to worry about heating, all of those things, because everything just comes in with your fees for student accommodation. So I highly recommend student accommodation. Unite Students is a good one. That is one that I'm currently in, but there's so many other ones that are around. Just make sure that you do your research and think about the amount of money that you would be paying. It's also good if you kind of put it in your for funds, because then you gather the money together and you know that as you're moving to the UK, at least you have some money to pay for tuition, to pay for your accommodation and maintenance. Next step after this is to start your visa application. After I had gotten my proof of funds, the next day, I kid you not, the next day I submitted my visa application. There was no wasting time, because you need to be very sensitive with your visa application, especially after you have done your proof of funds. It does not matter when you finish your proof of funds. If the day that you're doing your visa application, the exchange rate has changed and is not in your favor, it affects you automatically. Like it does affect you, because they look at the proof of funds on the day, like the total of your proof of funds, they look at it on the day that you submit your visa application. So it does not matter if you submit, like, let me properly explain it. When you get your proof of funds total, let's say the day that you finished your proof of funds, I finished my proof of funds 2 days ago, for instance, and I'm going to apply for my visa next week, and I already have my proof of funds. Next week, the exchange rates that day that I applied, that's what they're going to use to look at my proof of funds. So you need to be really quick with it. If you're going to do your proof of funds, immediately you get it, apply for your visa. Okay? Apply for your visa immediately. Visa application is not something that is time consuming. I would say it took me about an hour to 2 hours to just do my visa application. All the details that you would need has already been provided for you in your CAS letter, and you don't need any more information. Just get your passport and start applying for your visa. I also need to let you know that there is an immigration health surcharge that you would need to pay before you pay for your visa application. So you need to bear in mind that you would be paying more. The amount that you see that is for the visa is not the final total amount. You'd be paying more, because you still need to pay for health surcharge, and that could be almost about £1,000. So you need to keep that in mind and consider it when you're doing your application. Next step is for you to wait for your visa confirmation. After you've applied for your visa and you've gotten your appointment, just wait to get a confirmation from the UK visa, and they will let you know when your visa is ready. For me, I did a priority visa because I really could not wait, and I was late with my visa application process and everything, and so I had to do priority visa, and it came in about 3 working days, and I went and collected my visa. You would see in a couple of clips, I have just gotten my what they call it,
visa.
My visa. I'll just go to this, and I haven't opened it yet. I submitted my application last week Wednesday on the 23rd. It even says here on the 23rd of August, but I did priority because time is not really on my side. If I was going to do standard, I did my application late. Application standard.
That document, you must fill it well now.
My passport. I haven't got it back. I have not checked yet. Okay. Okay. This is not it. This is my receipt. Where is it now? This is my US. It's not here. Oh. It's not here. Where is it? I'm a fine girl, the picture here is fine, oh. The picture is fine, oh. You're laughing at me.
I told you, let's get to the small ground.
See, it's the picture. Let me show you very well. And the gear is fine, yo. There was a mistake with it. And they had put that it's valid from like sometime in September to sometime in December this year. I was like, that's what I'm cool. But it's just entry clearance. So the countdown is 19 days left in Nigeria. It's so good. I can't really like. So I should begin to give the testimony. It's not right now. No. But God is good all the time. Bless the Lord. God is good all the time. I'm so happy. Hi guys. I went and collected my visa and it was literally that easy. I did not use any travel agents, just myself and God. No travel agents, nothing, the entire process. And it was really, really, really tasking, but also very easy for me to do compared to paying somebody to do it for me for 200k or stressing myself about somebody that's going to do it for me or person not doing it well. I feel like it's just really easier for you to do your visa application by yourself and avoid any mistakes, any problems in your application. And after that, next thing that you would need to do obviously is to book your ticket. I would usually advise for you to book your ticket earlier though, like once you have sent your visa application and you're waiting, book your ticket, because it is important that you get cheap tickets. For flights to the UK, I think Turkish Airlines offers student discounts. Would advise for you to look into like airlines that offer student discounts, book your ticket from there, and and get ready to come to the UK. Pack your things. It's literally that simple. There's not much to it, honestly, but I would put more details in the description box if there's any extra thing that you need to know to be able to process your visa and to process your coming to the UK. So basically that is it, and stay tuned for the next video, which I will be doing immediately after this one. If you see me in the same outfit, just know that she immediately so if you still have any other questions or you're still confused about one or two things, please feel free to comment, and also don't forget to subscribe. I will really appreciate if you do. Feel free to comment if you still have any questions, and please, I beg and I advise that you don't come to my private messages to ask these questions, because your questions would help somebody else, and it's just better if you put it out there in the public so that anybody else who needs to ask the same questions can just easily access and be able to answer. So that's everything that you need to know when it comes to relocating to the UK. Like I said, find a school, apply to the school, receive an unconditional offer letter, and then receive your confirmation of acceptance study letter, which will help you throughout with your visa application. Then start preparing your proof of funds. Proof of funds is really important. Remember that it's for 28 days, and after those 28 days, only valid for 30 days. It is a bank statement or a bank letter that you would need, and it is really important. The next step is to go and do your tuberculosis test, which is only valid for 6 months, just like your CAS letter is valid for 6 months, and it is for about 60,000 in Nigeria, and it is a full day affair. Next step is to start processing your visa and get your IHS money ready, because you're going to pay for about 1,000 if you're going to do your IHS. It is just to cover your health, everything that has to do with your health here in the UK. And yeah, then pay for your visa application. While you're waiting for your visa, think about booking your accommodation, think about getting your tickets to travel, especially go for airlines that offer student discounts so that it is cheaper for you. And then make sure you wait for your confirmation for your visa. Don't worry, sometimes it takes, for people who do standard visas, it takes more than 3 weeks. Sometimes it could take about 5, 6, 7 weeks. Don't panic, it will come. It will come, okay? And then after you do that and collect your visa and finally come here to the UK and be a student. Yes, it's that easy, very simple. You can do it by yourself. And if you still have any questions, please feel free to comment. Also, I just want to kind of like show you guys that this is what it looks like when I was applying and preparing to go to school. I had written down literally everything. This is a list of things that I had to do, and then I had done months of calculations, like the calculations everywhere, months of calculations, just so that I can make sure that I have all the things that I need and I am not missing out on anything. I made sure that I created, this is a checklist. I created a checklist for myself just to make sure that I'm up to date with everything that has to do with my visa. So I would highly recommend that you make a checklist for yourself so that you're up to date with everything that you have to do when it comes to preparing to collect your visa or preparing to come to the UK, so that you don't miss out on anything. Yes, that is very important.